Hello everyone, Andy Weisinger coming to you here from the beautiful 10th hole at Eaglewood Golf Course on Langley Air Force Base. And today we're going to talk about the driver. The driver is the most difficult club in the bag to hit. And we're going to talk about why. We're going to just start off with the physical features of the club. I have my driver here and I also have my 9-iron here. The clubs are very different in design because they're designed to do different things. We can tell right away there's three main differences between these clubs, and that is the length of the club, the size of the club head, and the loft of the club face. Those are all engineered with a purpose. My 9-iron here is engineered for precision. I want to hit a specific yardage with this club, therefore it is going to put a certain amount of spin on the ball, so when it hits the green, it stops exactly where I want it to. And the driver is designed for distance, engineered for distance. So when the ball hits, I want it to keep going and have some roll. I don't want that backspin to make it stop because I want to hit this as far as I can so that hopefully I can hit this into the green close to the hole. So let's talk about some of those differences and how the engineering of them is specific to our setup and how that affects our golf swing. First and foremost, with our length. Our body setup, we want to be the exact same way every time. So if I set up to a shot, I want this position my body is in to be the same no matter what club I have. The club is going to dictate to me how far away from the ball I stand. So if I stand like so and I put the 9-iron in my hand, that ball is going to be that far away from me. But if I put that driver in my hand with that same setup, you can see that is going to produce a much different distance from the ball. The shaft angle then is going to affect how I swing the club. This 9-iron, the shaft angle is more upright, so my swing is along that plane, going more up and down, coming down to hit the ground. That's why the of the 9-iron is angled up so it can dig and hit that divot, put that spin on the ball and hit that precise distance. But the driver, that shaft angle is much lower to the ground, so that swing is going to be much more of my body. So that now the club head, shape of the club head is more rounded, so if I do, it's going to bounce off the ground and not dig, still allowing me to hit a pretty decent drive. I don't want to hit the ground. I want to use this tee and actually hit the ball right off the tee. So the amount of loft I have is going to affect that. So we're done with the 9-iron there. And the driver, as I set up to it, my body is in that same comfortable position. Now I'm far away from the ball. That club is moving around my body so that I swing through and do not hit the ground. Now, an optimal drive for maximum distance, the launch angle, or that angle from the ground that the ball takes off, to be about 13 to 16 degrees for optimum distance. So from the ground angled up, we want that takeoff point to be about 13 to 16 degrees. Now I know what a lot of you are saying right now. You're saying, wait a minute, my driver is only 9.5 degrees aloft. How am I going to hit it 13 to 16 degrees? Well, there's three main ways that we get that angle on our driver. First and foremost is the loft of the club. Yes, that does have an effect. And we could just simply go get a 13 to 16 degree driver and get that if we were hitting it right at the bottom of our swing. At the bottom of our swing. We actually want to hit the ball on the way up. So our angle of attack is going to affect that, because effectively this 9.5 degrees aloft, as I hit it on the way up, is now going to be more in that 12 to 15, 16 degrees of loft as I come into it, because I'm hitting it on the way up. That's why we place the ball towards the front of our stance. So the club bottoms out in the middle and then hits the ball on the way up. The third way we gain launch angle is by the spin rate on our driver. So the harder we swing, the more spin we put on the ball, the more that ball is naturally going to climb and create a little bit more angle. That's less likely to happen for most of us to an extreme extent. That's why our angle of attack is going to be the most important thing that we're going to focus here on our driver. See where those three elements to the driver engineered for distance, we're going to utilize them effectively in our setup and our swing to get our maximum drive. So let's set up, hit a shot, and see how we do. Now you notice I've got it teed up on the right hand side of the tee box because that is my shot shape. My shot shape is a little bit left to right, so I tee up on the right side of the tee box and I'm going to aim down the left side. That widens the fairway for me because my ball can fade across the length of the fairway before going into the right rough. I'm more likely to hit the fairway that way. So I'm going to pick my target, pick a smart target, tee up my ball on the proper side, have my setup and my swing the same as it is for every club with the engineering factors in mind. Let's see if we can't find the fairway. That ball started off on the left-hand side, faded back in towards the middle, and now it's sitting in the right side of the fairway. Let's take a close-up look at where I tee the ball up and how my swing comes into the ball for the angle of attack. Down here at ground level, you can see the height I have my ball teed up. When I set the club behind the ball, the middle of the ball is about at the top of my club face. Not the club head, but rather the club face. That will give plenty of room below the ball for me to hit the ball on the way up in the middle of the club face. So as I set to the ball is not back here in the middle of my stance as it would be with an iron that I hit down. Instead, it is up towards the front of my stance inside my left foot, so that the club can bottom out at the middle and come in on the way up. And that's a natural movement. I don't have to try to lift the ball up as many of us try to do with the driver because it has such little loft. Remember, the club is engineered for distance to get the ball up without any trouble because we're going to hit it off the tee on the upswing. Now that we all have a better understanding of the driver, we don't have to be afraid of it. Get out there, practice it. Remember, the club is engineered for distance. Utilize those engineering features properly in your setup and in your swing, and you'll find a farther drive in the fairway more often. If you like this video, let us know with the comments and hit that like button, and please subscribe and we'll make more videos for you. Have a great day, practice, and we'll see you next time.